Hello everybody, and today I just wanted to talk about something that has been going around the entire Battlefield 1 community. Other than the DLC and DLC releases, the zombie mode and everything, this has something to do with the zombie mode and also with this quote-unquote zombie in Fort Vox. Everyone keeps saying how it's a shell shock soldier, and basically shell shock is now known as PTSD. This soldier is suffering from a severe case of quote-unquote PTSD. I don't believe that. No PTSD soldier can be able to move a reinforced door made of steel, barricaded with chains, and even with metal cabinets, and even with wooden boxes, all barricading it. And yet it could still move the door. There are certain videos where you can actually see it moving the door. So here's what I think how the story will go. A French soldier who is in the front lines by the fort, waiting for a German invasion because they know it's gonna happen. It was that night, so he decided to get some rest because sleep is the #1 thing that when no one's under attack, that's what they like to do: sleep, catch up as much rest as they can, so they can be well rested and ready to fight. Those of you who don't know the life in trenches, let me give you a little tip. Backstory. Trenches were by far one of the worst living conditions you can ever live in. With the constant pools of water, trench foot was by far one of the most common things to get killed from. Artillery fire, snipers, and basically that's it. Oh, and also rats the size of cats feasting off the dead bodies of soldiers that were buried. So keep that rat in mind. It's late at night. A French soldier who's in the front lines of Fort Verdun. Why do I keep fucking calling it Fort Verdun? Decides to get some rest of the fort and decides to get some rest. Catch up on sleep. Sorry about repeating that. He gets some sleep. He goes to his bottom bunk and he just tries to go to sleep. Then a rat comes by him and bites him on the finger. He feels it, kills the rat, and thinks it's nothing. Just a simple rat bite. His friends got bitten by rats before, and he has been too. But this rat wasn't any ordinary rat. I'll get to that part later. So what ended up happening is he starts feeling ill, nauseous. Starting to cut in and out of blacking out. He quickly goes back to the Fort Verdun, to Fort Vox, and he, goes to the medical. The doctors see what's wrong with him, and they don't know. It was just a simple rat bite, and so he's just like, so they're all just trying to calm him down, just tell him to get some rest. Then later on, he starts having a seizure, starts foaming of the mouth, and starting having fits. It's so bad that he's literally shaking the entire bed, roughly. So they just had to strap him down with restraints, just so he wouldn't, cause any damage to himself. He blacks out for a few hours, and then he wakes up and looks at one of the doctors. The doctor looks at him and starts undoing his restraints. That's when he grabs him and starts screaming, and bites his throat. Bites his neck, ripping out his throat.
We have taken objective.
The two soldiers come in, and they try to, restrain him. They manage to grab him and throw him inside of an isolation chamber. They shut the door and barricade it with chains, padlocks, and crates and metal crates. One of the soldiers, who was a doctor, who managed to restrain him, goes back to one of the French soldiers that was bitten before he can even do an estimate. Before you can even before you can even examine him. The shelling happens. First they hit the medical wing. The entire medical wing falls, and so does a big chunk of the fort. That's when the German forces come in and full force power and starts invading. The Germans take over the fort, and whatever was left of the fort soldiers decide to retreat and regroup with reinforcements with their new mechanized tanks to help them the battle. The three German soldiers were exploring the base looking for any survivors, and they see the door, and they hear screams coming from it, and seeing the door burst, like trying to burst open, thinking it's some sort of new torture device and one of their soldiers are in it. They try to break them out. They break the chains, and they move all the boxes and everything, and they open the door. As soon as they open the door, it's nothing but pitch black. They can't even see inside. The three soldiers go in. This is how the infection begins. The soldier infects everyone in the base. Basically the French soldier kills those three soldiers who were sent in, and turns them into more zombies. Then the four zombies all go out of the isolation chamber and start infecting everybody. Keeps spreading and spreading and spreading, and whatever was left of the German invading forces, the German stormtroopers, they decide to all fall back from their fort and see if they can get reinforcements to help with invading this place. That's when the French comes back in with a whole full invading force. Tanks, trench raiders, sentries, flamethrower troopers. They're all ready for a huge combat. They all charge in, and they're surprised to see little to no German forces. Then one of the soldiers looks over and he sees a German soldier completely ripped to shreds. Hands over here, feet over there, an eyeball right there. Basically, just gruesome. One of the medical soldiers who was actually part of the medical wing before it fell, was there when one of the soldiers has a fit. He decides to go over to the isolation chamber and see if he's still there. And that's when he was scared to see the door wide open. He goes over to the commanding officer and tries to convince him to tell the troops to retreat before it gets too late. This is when the entire infection happens. The multiple groups of zombies, the one French unit, and about I don't know how many German zombies all flood in from what seems like God nowhere, what seems like thin air. They come over and infect everyone inside the base. Even manage to kill the sentries, the tank crew, the flamethrowers, and even the trench raider. Slowly, they spread the virus, each of them moving to different parts of the war, infecting more and more. It doesn't matter what side you're on, German, Axis, Allies, you were still getting infected. And this is where I think the story will take place. A small group of 5 soldiers are forced to fend off a trench. They don't have any equipment, they don't have any guns except for just an M1911 and a trench and the nail knife that you get from the DLC of They Shall Not Pass. They're forced off to defend the trench as long as they can until reinforcements will come. After fending off a few waves, they get a messenger pigeon coming in, and they grab it. It says to move forward to the other trenches, see if they can find a one of those little Morse code pads. They keep moving forward and forward and forward until they finally find one, which is right next to the fort, where they can invade and stop this infection. But it's not completely stopped. Yes, they did take out the main. It turns out that they end up taking out the main source, but it's not over. There are still hundreds upon hundreds of zombies infecting civilian states, even invading the Ottoman Empire. So, that's it. And that's the whole story of the Battlefield 1 Zombies. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really hope I get it right. And I really hope that there will be a zombie mode. I mean, it'll be super fun too. I mean, just think about it. It's just you alone, or with 5 friends, or with 4 friends, having to fend off hordes of zombies with nothing but M1911s. And as more zombies you kill, and let's say they get inside the trenches, you can actually pick up some of their weapons, and even will have small packets of ammo. But here's the thing, there will not be any classes. Yes, you can choose classes, but it doesn't matter. They're just mostly for cosmetic and roleplay purposes. I think it'll be a really cool mode. What do you guys think? I mean, that's just me who thinks it's cool, but it might be a pretty fun mode. Anyways, Hope you guys enjoyed this little fan-made theory I made on the Battlefield 1 zombie. And in case you guys couldn't tell, it was a sort of mini reference to a movie called Quarantine. The whole movie premise is basically zombies. The zombies aren't normal zombies. They're people who are infected with rabies. And that's what I'm connecting to. Because rabies basically makes an animal act insane, and they don't fear or even feel pain. Because there are videos of the soldier bashing the door. Like, you can even see the door shake. So that's it. What do you guys think of my theory? Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and, you know, for more content. Okay, that is a theory. Not as if I don't even give a fuck. Anyways, you guys have a good day.
Grenade envoyée!
We are losing objective Duff. The enemy controls all objectives. We are losing.